Welcome to First Time Leaders Accelerated. I'm Tim Smith, your host and coach. 60% of first-time leaders fail. If you're a first-time leader and you want to avoid these failures, this is your podcast. Today, I want you to understand what makes a great people-centered leader and why they are desired. I'll begin with a compelling story. It's about a leader named John. John worked at a meat factory. He worked hard and was respectful to everyone. He was well known for his good manners and ability to make people feel like they made a difference. Even on his bad days, he always greeted everyone and spoke very kindly, no matter the position they held. He was promoted to a leader after only a couple of years. One day, John was inspecting the meat freezer. While preparing to leave, he realized the doorknob was broken and he was trapped. He screamed and knocked, but his cries went unheard. His timing couldn't have been worse. It was late Friday and everyone had left. 5 hours later, when John was on the verge of death, the security guard opened the door and saved him. John asked the security guard why he was here, since this wasn't part of his watch. The security guard replied, "I've been working here 35 years. Hundreds of people come and go every day, but you're one of the few who greets me in the morning and says good night to me every evening. Most treat me as if I were invisible. Today, like every day, you greeted me when you arrived, but curiously, I missed your good night. Simply because of your friendly greetings and good nights, you make everyone feel like they matter, me included. Not hearing your good night, I knew something must have happened to you. So I decided to look for you, and luckily, I found you." The moral of the story is, be respectful to everyone, not just those you lead. You have much more influence than you realize. If people know you care, they will care. There is no such thing as a perfect leader, but there are great leaders. The insight I'm sharing with you today is not about an okay leader or a good leader. I'm talking about what makes a great people-centered leader. Leadership is the ability to trigger inspiration in others in pursuit of a shared vision. Leaders don't light a fire under people. Leaders light a fire in people. The key to leadership is influence, not authority. Your leader potential is a direct reflection of your habits and behavior. You are what you repeatedly do. And how you lead your life is a very good indication of how you will attempt to lead others. Great leaders are not well-rounded, nor should they be. Being well-rounded is a polite way of saying you're not great at any one thing. On the other hand, well-rounded teams outperform others because they share multiple perspectives. Leaders put people first. Leaders exist to improve people, processes, performance, and ultimately profit, in that order. Your influence and value as a leader is not determined in your presence, it's determined in your absence. Great leaders make themselves progressively unnecessary. Leadership occurs only when people choose to follow you. If you think you're leading and no one is following you, you are only taking a walk. The process of becoming a leader begins with you being selected because you're a high-performing individual contributor. The often incorrect assumption is you will continue to perform at that same level when you lead. The next step should be your self-assessment to verify you possess the leader prerequisites, which I detailed in the previous episode. This critical self-assessment is often overlooked and causes most leaders to eventually fail. If you do not possess the leader prerequisites, you should not be promoted to leader. If you do possess the leader prerequisites, it's likely you will be a great leader for a long time. Your transformation from individual contributor to leader is significant and requires a totally different mindset. Your biggest shift is transitioning from a me to we perspective. When you were an individual contributor, it was all about you. When you transition to a leader, it's all about those in your care. The way you lead influences the way people live their lives, personally and professionally. Leaders influence people at scale, good or bad, and people will emulate their leader. Leader skills are lifelong people skills. Throughout my career, I have observed what I call a leader transformation phenomenon. I've seen people's personality change after being promoted. It was obvious, especially to those who were once peers. You are promoted because of who you are. Be yourself. Everyone else is taken. Being a leader requires you to be yourself and be genuine. You must be proficient in the 3 primary leader skills: coaching people, managing processes, and getting out of the way. These 3 skills are profound and timeless. Without these 3 skills, your leadership journey will be brief. Great leaders have integrity. They are honest and trustworthy with strong moral principles. The Industrial Revolution style of top-down, command and controlled is still very common today. This is one reason great people-centered leaders are desired more than ever. There is an age-old question: are leaders born or made? Neither. They are developed intentionally. Your leadership journey will be very difficult and short-lived if you are untrained. Based on a Harvard Business Review, on average, people's first leader opportunity is not until the age of 30. They don't receive formal training until age 42. These leaders are operating untrained on average for 12 years. Imagine a surgeon, a pilot, or air traffic controller operating for 12 years, untrained. It's disturbing. This is why leadership has not kept pace with our rapidly changing world. Why do we tolerate this low standard for the most important responsibility in the world, leading people? Thank you for listening. If you found my insight valuable, click the appropriate link in the show notes to see if you have what it takes to lead people. And remember, treat people like they make a difference, and they will. Take care.